And so what I would do, there's two things I would want to, when you look at this from a priority standpoint, right? The first thing you want to look at is, actually we can start here. What do we have the most inventory on, right? So sort your team view by most inventory. That's probably important to start off with because this is what we currently have in. And then you can kind of see where we as a company are going from an inventory standpoint on what's coming in, right? Wally's a fall style, so if I sort this just spring, is going to be more relevant for you. Is it all season? I guess Wally's in it all season, but you can see like Loe's shoe, Isabel, Donna, and Roma. Like these are all tennis shoes, all season shoes. So these are the ones, you know, okay, these are the ones that we're investing in. So not only do I need to see what's available, I need to see what we're investing in and kind of what's coming in, right? So you're going to build your Google Sheet. You're going to have all these different styles in here, and then you're going to use the, where did I have it at? The master sheet. And you are going to, where is it at? Here. You're going to find your styles in this master sheet. So we'll use Isabel as an example. You have access to this sheet, right? You've seen this sheet? Okay, let me give it to you right now then. Sorry, there's so many moving parts, and I'm sorry if I've missed something here. So there. Okay, you can ask him, you can ask me. It doesn't really necessarily matter. So that's the sheet. So on here, you can see your style name. And then if you go over, you can see some of the goal keywords that we have sitting in AF. So what you want to do is you want to take these goal keywords and put them in your Google Sheet and then see how they rank, right? So we're going to start tracking them in that regard. Okay. And then within each of those sheets, then you're going to want to go in and start tracking overall BSR, right? Like where are we going? How are you going to track this? This is going to kind of be up to you. So you're going to see overall BSR, right? That's going to be another thing. You're then, if you go on this Google Sheet, there should be, and it's not always the case. Give me a second here. Yes. The Inspiration ASIN in AB. This is your Inspiration ASINs. This is what we're going through yesterday. Where this is the one that we built the shoe off of. So you want to track this one. Are we showing up on ads? The other thing you want to do on this one, so if you can't find an inspiration, actually, let me take that back. So Inspiration ASIN, if we have it, this is what you're going to look at. I would go here and see what are the keywords that they're organically ranked on. Again, this is the one we built the shoe off of. This is the one we want to review. And so let's let this thing load. Okay, so they're in Steve Madden sneakers, Steve Madden women, gold sneakers, Isabel Marant. Okay, so see how they play into what we have, but this is kind of an interesting, is there anything here, right? We want to see what the price is, see, are we doing any ads on this page, right? Oh, that's what I want. And then, so you're building out, like understanding what your shoe is. You know your shoe, you know your Inspiration ASIN, you know your goal keywords. And then we need to start figuring out where are we at organically on these, right? And so if I look at this and I grab, which one do I want to grab here? Steve Madden sneakers. Let's just say this is our goal keyword, right? It is one of them, so we're going to grab it. We're going to go here. We're going to type in Steve Madden sneakers. Are we showing up? That's the other thing you got to figure out. So you have to do this in incognito, and you have to do it in cleared cache, cleared cookies, or some other browser. And you need to see, are we showing up on this listing? Because we know that we're not organic, at least according to X-Ray. But is our shoe sitting on this page? And if it's not, then we need to make note of it. This is one of those things where it may make sense to pop in with Hamza again and see how he does it. Because I can walk through it, but sometimes it's good to have another person walk through it with you and to see kind of how you're ranking on this overall goal keyword. Because if we're not ranked on that keyword, we're not going to be able to sell the shoe, right? And so we got to, that's one of those next steps that we have to go through. And so get a list of goal keywords, build that list, build it based on what you see in the master dashboard. Find it based on whatever you can find on the inspiration ASIN. And what I will say is, like, hypothetically, there is one that doesn't have an inspiration ASIN. So let's talk about like Lowy. This is a good example. See how there's no inspiration ASIN here? One, it needs to be filled in. But two, let me show you something that I found that works pretty well. So if you don't know what the inspiration, who the shoes designed after, what other shoes are out there, if you just go to Google, I think this is really fascinating. You go into AI mode. What? Actually, who makes this shoe? Start with the main company, right? Let's see. Or I can come back and say Project Cloud because I didn't specify. Yeah. So this is exactly what it is. It's a Loewe ballet runner, right? Or flow runner. So this is one of those things that's really interesting. So now you can take this going, okay, that's what it says. If we go all the way up here, okay, that's not right. What if we do, okay, that's not gonna show up. And then we're gonna go Google. We just gotta see if we can find the shoe, right? That's why I want Google. So it's just kind of this process of figuring out. So it is. It's a. I knew this, but it's a Loewe men's runner or ballet runner, right? So now we know. Okay, we want to make sure that we're on Loewe main as a goal keyword, right? So if we go back to Amazon, we know this is a. Let's see what the search term for this is. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. 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 We can use it on the back. We can use it under the back end keywords, and we can also use it as a um, to do ads against it. Yep, 100%. Okay, so here you are. So then this is it. And then we're not the only ones that did it. It looks like Lucky Step also made a very similar type of shoe. And I don't see our ads for this shoe, right? So this would be okay. I know the inspiration. I know what's going on. I see another brand that's also doing something very similar, and so then you go to them. Okay, what for you? So not only do you have your goal keywords that we've given you, now it's going. Okay, what are the keywords are out there that I should be looking at? Because the market's always changing, always kind of correcting itself. So on this one, what are they ranked on? What do we need to be ranked on here? And so it's kind of honing in and finding out what these goal keywords are. So what I want today to look like is for you to do this kind of exercise for all your styles. Start with the most popular ones we have the most inventory in, ones that have the most coming in, and start building out. We probably need 10 to 15 of the most prevalent goal keywords that we could look at. Like this may be one that we do ads against, like you said, sneakers women. Like that could be one, right? So just put these together, sort based on search volume, right? That's going to be an important piece. And the other thing too is these all fit in the women's fashion sneakers category. So I find this a very fascinating exercise to do. So any of your shoes that sit in the fashion shoes, if you go and you with the Helium 10, what you can do is once this loads, I'll click on this. 100%. Yes. Yep. Yep. And then you want to track them kind of day over day over day, seeing how they're performing. Like so you want to see like say 3-4, and then tomorrow's 3-5, and then 3-6 and 3-7, right? And so that's another thing you want to do. So on what I did just to get kind of a more holistic. So I pulled up under women's fashion sneakers and I did an x-ray for keywords, and you can export this, right? Export this, and you can see some of these are going to be branded keywords, but some are going to be more generic, like women's shoes, shoes for women, women's sneakers, sneakers for women, running shoes for women. So this is a really good way to also, because you're capturing in this, you're capturing everything within the women's fashion sneaker world, what people are ranking on, and some of the highest search keywords within this category. Yep. Hmm. I would, yes. And on that too, I'd also keep an account like Zapatos para Mujer. This is shoes for women in Spanish. It's a really high search volume. So this is one that we probably should look at. And what we know is that Spanish keywords are pretty cheap. So that's what I kind of go through. Like get some more generic keywords out of this, put the overall search volume, also put the search volume of the goal keywords, and then let's set up a call tomorrow morning or later on today to go through what you found, and then we can then hone in going, hey, Naveed, here are the 10 keywords for Isabel. Here's your 10 keywords for Loey that we want to focus on. And then that's when we start looking at these daily. How are we ranking? Are we ranking there? How are ads doing? What's Hamza and his team doing? And that's going to be how we start. Yep. Yes, please. Yep. You I would just do it if you're having to do a manual search versus grabbing it off of X-ray. I would just do first page, top of page, middle page, bottom of page, right? Like don't have to count through every single one of them, but that's what I would do. I would just kind of give you a generic idea of where it's at on the page. Yep, yep, yep. And so if it's a keyword and we're not organically there, then we have to make sure we have ads there. And so if we're not organically there and we don't have ads there, we're never going to be there, right? I mean, not necessarily. I would look in the first two. If you want to go to the third because it's really simple to do, go for it. But I would just we have to be in the first two pages. I'm only looking for the subcategory BSR. Subcategory, yeah. How we sit within that subcategory. So what Oh, you have? Okay.